everyone, back again with another card, this time for my grandson Justin. It's not as special as his sister's because she was 13, but it still warrants a homemade card. So I've taken an unbranded die and cut it using black and grey cardstock, and now I'm adding some Scotch quick dry adhesive to it using a sponge. And I'll find that this method of putting the glue on the cardstock that has very thin layers is the easiest and less messiest and quickest. And this piece here is another part of the die, and I'm using it as a guide to evenly place the die cut pieces, and also adhering it down with some Scotch quick dry adhesive. And what this die is good for is that because I'm using the two colours, I can make two cards with it. And I did. And I'll show you it at the end. So you can see how easy it is when you use those guides to adhere the pieces. I mean, you could also use those dies as part of the patterned card, but I chose not to in this case, and that wasn't quite centered there, so I peeled it off and reapplied it. And this card comes together so quickly you wouldn't think so with all the pieces, but it really does. So now I took some balloons that I die cut from different dies and different shades of blue, and positioning those there on the card how I want them. And to keep them together, I just applied some double-sided tape on the back so that I could keep them in the position that I wanted while I adhered them all down with some wet glue. Here I am just deciding which banner I was going to use. Didn't like that one with this one, so I decided to use the clearly besotted banner die. And now removing the double-sided tape and adding the wet glue. And sticking those to the back there of the other balloons. Now that top positioned balloon is the reason I made the second card, because I had to lift it up to put the baker's twine underneath it, and that resulted in some creases in the balloon, which I really didn't like. So for the second card I used pop dots on that one. So I forgot with this banner that it's best to stamp the greeting first. And I'm using some VersaFine Onyx Black, and I stamp it twice just to see which one I'd preferred, and as well as making sure that one of them was die cut correctly. And this second one I added was the one I used because it was more solid, and only took me one go with the die cutting. Okay, so there it is there. That's from the clearly besotted mini basic banners stamp and die set. Yep, needs to be pop dotted, lifted up. They're the stamps, coordinating stamps to the die. Now I position these on all across, but I end up realizing that I had to leave a space for the string. So now just cutting 5 pieces of this string, baker's twine, and here I am just lifting it up so I can adhere the string to it, but that's created a crease in it, which I didn't like. And so the second card I used pop dots. Just sticking that baker's twine down onto the double-sided tape, which doesn't when I go to tie it up. Then I add some glue to make sure it does. So just tying it up there now. Doing a dead knot. Probably not necessary, but anyway. So I'm playing around with it so much that it does come loose. Yep, just pulled it off then. So just going to apply some wet glue over the top of it there, and it should work quite well. And here's where I realised I needed to move those pop dots. Haven't as yet. So just applying some score tape to the back of that card, getting it ready to adhere down on the front. Realised I hadn't scored my card base. So card base black, layer 1 white, and the rest the blay grey and black. There we go. Yeah, not happy with that creasing. Tried to take it off, but it was stuck on. Yep, just realised now that I needed to move those pop dots so I could put it over the string so it's loose underneath that banner. And there we go. That's the front. So inside I have to cut a layer for the sentiment. I think it was cut at 4 by 5 and 5/8, adhering it down with some score tape. And I'm using a sentiment from Amy R. Stamps from a set called Birthday Sentiments. So that's the card. And then I did the other one using the pop dots on that front balloon. So here it is here, a lot neater. See there, I'm showing you that it's pop dotted. Yeah, a lot cleaner. So I'll use the other one as the MasterCard. So there we go, done. It's in the mail. So he should get it for his birthday on Wednesday. Hopefully Australia Post does their job. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon with another video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't. Give me a comment below if you need to, want to, and I'll be back. Bye, guys.